BC, what's up, guys? I'm on here doing a video for Noted and Archive. Michael A. Mueller, one of the guitarists from Balmore. Congratulations, Michael. You way past the 500. I had to get on to do this contest. It took me. I've been so busy, man. I was like, I gotta hurry up and get this contest going. But please subscribe to Noted and Archive. He's already in the 800 subs. I'm gonna go on and do his contest. He has like 5 questions. Number 1, show an unexpected record you discovered. This one here, I used to see a lot of write-ups on this. I wasn't familiar with it. I was familiar with Steve Stevens, which is one of my favorite guitarists from the 80s. He's from the Billy Idol's group. I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. I had one of his flamenco albums that he had released. It's just strictly flamenco. It's not like, the hard edge rock that he did with Billy Idol. So I picked this up. I saw this in the shop. I went ahead and grabbed it. It's Terry Bozzio from Missing Persons, and then Tony Levins, he played with King Crimson and is a killer studio bass player. Definitely one to check out. Man, I was blown away when I heard Sun Road and Duende. That's a flamenco, him playing flamenco. And it looked like it was very interesting. When I got home and played it, man, it's excellent. I downloaded it first, and I was, it was saying, if you like this, check this out. So this was pretty much my blind buy. Blacklight Syndrome. This is the only album that they released on vinyl, but they did like 2-3 albums, the trio. So very cool pressing too, man. It's splatter vinyl. Blacklight Syndrome. This is a self-titled. This is on Magna Carta. If you're able to find this album, pick it up. Right now, I know this goes for a lot, but yeah, definitely check this out if you like that. It's in that same vein as Paco de la Cia and the Friday Night in San Francisco with Al Di Meola and John McLaughlin. Check it out. Show 2 albums with the greatest polarity. That's number 2. Definitely go with this one. Since I grew up on the north side, I had friends that was into the salsa. I had a buddy that I, used to go to school with childhood friends. His old man used to play a lot of this salsa, man. I never thought I would end up digging it, but I asked him, like, who is that? His voice is beautiful, man. Who is that? He said, that's Hector Lavoe. He's from the Fania All-Stars. He actually did an album with Willie Colon. Willie Colon, he always performed on Willie Colon's album. I definitely had to pick this one up, man. It had the song. This was the song that really got me when he was playing at his house. It was on a cassette his dad was playing, El Cantante. Definitely classic, Fania All-Star. If you like salsa, definitely you'll like this, because, he did albums with, Fania All-Star had all of them, like Celia Cruz, Willie Colon, Ruben Blades, all those guys. Fania, man, this stuff is concrete, real salsa. Eddie Palmieri, it's real good stuff. That's the one polarity. That's salsa. Then Rockabilly. This guy right here always had this rockabilly sound. He was influenced by guys like Scotty Moore, James Burton, those guys that played the rockabilly era. But I remember when this came out, I really dug it. His version of Sleepwalk, which was originally made by Santo and Johnny. His version of Sleepwalk is amazing. He actually has a DVD too, I have. Brian Setzer from the Stray Cats, I always dug his playing. I think he's one of the most underrated guitar players. He collects all those Gretsch guitars. Setzer is the man. But yeah, he does a version of the Rock This Town, which was a Stray Cats song, and his version of Sleepwalk, the Cats on the Hot Tin Roof. To me, he was the one that he really ushered in. He always played like this. he ushered in all those that big era of the big bad Voodoo Daddy. All of those guys was all coming out with those type of records. This guy always was doing it since the '80s, going back to the '50s. But yeah, that's my greatest polarity. Hector Lavoe, Brian Setzer Orchestra. All right, number 3, show an album that you embarrassed to own. I'm not really embarrassed because I like Sanborn. It's this one here. Everybody knows I love straight ahead jazz and, all the like spirituals and all the different jazz, hard bop, post bop. But yeah, this one right here, I ain't gonna say I'm embarrassed to own it because I love this album. I remember hearing it as a kid. My mom used to play it a lot. The Chicago song is the staple. Even, I'm from Chicago, but yeah, I loved it. He did this song, Chicago song, and then the song "The Dream" on here. I always, I always was intrigued the way he played. And then, a quick backstory on the David Sanborn, which everybody probably know that he started off with David Bowie. He did him and Luther. They all was on the Young Americans tour. So this guy can play. So I know some guys are like, that's smooth jazz, but hey, I like it. Hey, people say I'm embarrassed. This is one I always go back to for the Chicago song. And show the most listened album in my collection. Oh, I think I'm gonna pull. I always say this is a tough. You know what? I always go with this one. This is my still. I go with that one. I think I played this album still. I didn't get the one step, which I regret I didn't get it. But I have like so many different pressings of this. I have like 3 or 4 different pressings. But this is my most listened album. What's Going On? I remember hearing it as a kid in the background. What's Going On? This is my album, my most listened to album. And then, what was the first VC video you ever saw? I have one of his albums, Derek Higgins. He actually put out albums too. This is an album called Murphy. If you're able to check out some of his stuff is so good. Derek is like way gone. The guy's still doing videos. He's one of the VC channels that I always, used to look at. I think the first video he did was the crot rock stuff. He was the one that really got me into collecting crot rock. And then he did like a Smiths video and Morrissey. He did a few of those videos and the alternative scenes, albums he was collecting. But yeah, this is his album. I bought this because I really dug the song Octavia. And he gives you a postcard too, which he still plays in, in a band. But this was a picture, and he autographs his copy of his LPs. But Octavia from the album Murphy. He's big influence. Peter Gabriel is a big influence on Derek Higgins, and then of course the groups Can and them. But yes, and a channel that I recently subscribed to. Man, there's so many people I subscribe to. Father Roos. That's the Jorge. He's Escalante. Yeah. Jorge. Yes. Father Roos. Check that channel out. Jazz Cat, man. He deep into the jazz. Love his stuff. He did a couple of video comparisons of the new recent Analog Productions. He did the Analog Productions comparisons. The Analog Productions 45 RPM of Love Supreme to the new version that came out last year. And also, like ballads and stuff like that. So definitely check out Father Roos. And congratulations to Michael from used to be AKA Austin but now he's Los Angeles. And congratulations to his group, Balmorhea, with the signing of Deutsche Grammophon. And they released an album sometime this year around April 2021. But yes, man, I love this contest, man. I was trying to get it done early, but I've been working like crazy. But peace out. Peace, guys.